The victims in a deadly home explosion in Sun Prairie will receive a $5 million settlement.
But with the settlement come questions over whether or not the state's investigation into the blast was complete. News 3's team coverage includes David Douglas looking at whether the investigation could be reopened.
But let's start with Marc Lovicott, who has the details on that settlement. Marc?
And Sarah, local and state fire investigators never did determine a cause for the explosion, even though many signs pointed towards a furnace installation at that home 6 days earlier. An attorney says with this settlement reached, there's no doubt a faulty installation is to blame.
I ran downstairs, looked out the door, and the police were instantly there.
It's a morning Marv Ritchie will never forget.
It's something that'll be embedded in your mind for years to come. It
was November 9th last year when his neighborhood was literally rocked. The home at 1139 Coral Drive blown apart. One man was killed, 2 were seriously injured. One of them is still paralyzed. More than 10 months later, the scars still remain, but now some closure.
Yeah, I think there is closure. I think it's a good word.
The victims in the case have reached a settlement with the company that installed a new furnace 6 days earlier. Service Specialists carried a $5 million liability insurance plan, and that will be paid out in full to the victims and family. The victim's attorney says this gas pipe, called a drip leg pipe they found at the site, was key.
The installer originally told the police he had nothing to do with it. But when I took his deposition, he acknowledged he likely did take that off, but said he would have retightened it.
While the state fire marshal never reached a cause, Rotier says his investigation shows markings on the pipe indicating that it had been removed but never retightened. Attorney Rotier says it made for a very strong case that human error was the cause of the explosion.
Everything will be fine here again.
The settlement is news for neighbors that the place they've loved for so long may soon be back to normal. They wish the victims all the best, and they wish this will help erase that black mark left in their neighborhood.
As far as the homeowners go in the area, we're all looking forward to having that lot again.
Stephen Slack, who was left paralyzed after the explosion, will receive the most of the $5 million settlement. The rest will go to his girlfriend, Lindsay Stefani, who was injured, and the family of Andrew Manley, who was killed in that explosion. We did reach out to Service Specialists, the company that installed the furnace. Our phone calls were not returned today.
All right, Marc, thank you very much.